Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I am your host, Indiana Shills, back with another week. Sorry for no Friday show. We had some technical difficulties, and the boss was out. I just completely threw my hands up, said, no idea what's happening. But hope you enjoyed an episode of Inside the Garage, because apparently that played during the show. And speaking of Inside the Garage, we have Local 5.
I didn't know that's what played in its time slot instead. That's awesome.
Inside the Garage started playing, and I was just like, well, I guess we're talking about...
I guess we're going racing.
I guess we're talking about our predictions for the season. Obviously, big NASCAR news today with the new playoff format.
Exciting times.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
Some of us are...
Sorry, we all can't be Mark Martin and beg for full season points.
Some of us are...
But that's not what we're here for. That's for tomorrow.
Well, we gotta, it's a big deal.
I mean, it's to us.
Well,
I can tell you a handful of people it's not a big deal to.
Grandma cares.
I'm sure I don't even think she knows that I still like NASCAR.
Well,
here we are, though.
Here we are, Grandma.
Birthday's coming around the corner here.
Yeah, I hope you like diecasts.
That I do. You can't get me wrong there.
Yeah, so no Friday show. I didn't know what was happening. I tried everything.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, it happens. So, there's not much you can do, eh?
Yeah, I just sat in here for 30 minutes and then said, all right, I'm going home for the day.
As you should.
And then I went to Olive Garden with Riley and his girlfriend. Almost
Amazing.
threw up. Not really sure why. Still have no idea.
Was it poison? Like what happened? So I was waiting for you so we could do game obviously, and it was like
good though. That's the thing. So I just started off.
Well, I mean, the food can be good, yeah, but I mean,
all I did was eat the chicken gnocchi soup, which was great. I got 2 bowls of that sucker.
That might have been the problem.
What? 2 bowls of soup mixed with a sangria, and my mouth got really watery, and I go, whoa, boy, what is happening?
Sorry, Riley, and plus one. I don't know what's happening.
I just stopped drinking the sangria for a little bit.
Yep.
Ate the pasta, and we were good. I don't know. And then I got home. I had to let the stomach rest for a second, just lay it on the bed, and next thing you know, it was like 3 a.m. I said, oh, well.
Well, time to get up, I guess.
I guess I'm going to sleep.
I mean, hey, you get probably your best sleep in a long time, though.
Yeah, it was nice, I will say. I mean, I slept, and I didn't wake up until, I woke up several times, but I said, I'm going back to bed. I'm going to be lazy as heck. I didn't get out of bed until I think about 1 o'clock. I slept from about 9 to 1 p.m. 9 p.m. to 1 p.m.
I think that's when I texted you and I said, you alive? And
that is a hibernation.
That was hey, the Olive Garden, it made you just want to go to bed.
Oh, I was out.
If you needed melatonin, no. Go to Olive Garden, get 2 cups of soup.
Well, I had to prepare for the Packers game because, I was all excited. We were going over to some friends. We Ubered over there. And it was all fun. I mean, I was like, okay, we're going to have some beverages.
Sure.
We ended up having
water.
Yeah, well, not really. Close. It was clear. 7-Up and Svedka.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so that was fine. And then they made like Papa Murphy's pizzas there, which was really good. Cam brought some
really good
meatballs, which were great.
Interesting
choice. We
choice.
had some sausage, cheese, and crackers too, but the sausage wasn't beef.
Venison?
No.
Sheep?
No.
Lamb?
Duck.
Oh.
It was actually really good.
Fancy, eh?
Yeah, it was really good. It was duck meat.
Boy, all that for them just to lose.
And, we're riding the highs of, I'm talking with former Local 5 reporter Samantha Petters. We have a bet on this game.
I'm sure.
And I'm just letting her have it. And what happens? The mother of all meltdowns.
Yeah, I mean, imagine watching that in person.
Imagine
standing there on the sideline in disbelief. Imagine standing there on the sideline after the first drive of the second half, and you're thinking, oh, well, I better get my tickets ready to go to Seattle. And then they didn't do anything. And they didn't do anything again. And they didn't do anything again. And they didn't do anything again.
They didn't score. They were not scoring. Their offense was so stagnant, but I was okay with it because the defense was playing well. But it's only a matter of time where you can contain, the Bears offense. We got to give them credit. They are
I give
talented.
no credit. I give no credit.
The Bears are a talented offense. It's only a matter of time until they start scoring, which was worrying me. And then obviously we leave 7 points out on the board from McManus, which is really brutal. Missed the one at halftime, which proved to be. I mean, those 7 points proved to be vital.
Excuse me. The one at halftime didn't bother me as much just because it was a long one, but he made from 64 in pregame.
Yeah. I
know.
know.
I mean,
it was rough, man.
Anyway, you
everything that could have gone wrong was going wrong.
Oh, I mean,
we didn't. Which was weird. We didn't even turn the ball over.
Nope.
I mean, we had a couple Looney Tunes type of fumbles, but
I mean, the way I look at it,
there was some place in that game that made me just cackle because they ended up being okay for us.
The way I just kind of look at how the whole game unfolded was just the unfortunate way this season ended.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's 100%. I mean, you've seen it every single time with the Packers, at least this year. They have this lead, and they just can't close games.
It just seems to be the constant issue year in, year out right now. And unfortunately, a lot of that blame is currently on the shoulders of the current head coach, Matt LaFleur.
Yeah. What do you think about Matt LaFleur?
I mean, we kind of talked about this at 3:32, and I just think he definitely hasn't lost the locker room, which is a good thing. Which is a huge thing. You lose the locker room, and it's done. It's what you saw with John Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the same thing happened in Miami with Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
But I think LaFleur is a wonderful coach.
Mm-hmm.
They hit a home run with him hiring him. Only missed the playoffs one time ever since 2019 with him at the helm. In that 1 year was just more or less a rebuilding year. You knew Rodgers was probably going to be gone at the end of the year. Yada, yada, yada. Excuses. But then ever since Jordan Love took over, you had the dominant win against Dallas. You haven't won a playoff game since. You should have probably beat San Francisco that year. And then what
was the problem in that game?
Field goals.
Kicking.
Yep. Well, and then you go to
why are we cursed with kickers ever since we lost Mason Crosby?
You go to last year, and you get only one win in the North. And then you go into the playoffs. I think they went in with a 3-game losing streak to end the year.
I think it was 4.
3. Yeah, no, it wasn't 4. It was. I believe it was 3. It was for last year. I'm talking last year.
Oh, last year. Okay.
Sorry. Your only losses last year were 2 to Minnesota, 2 to Detroit, 1 to Chicago, 1 to Philly. You lose to Philly in the wild card game, and you were simply outmatched.
You lose to the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, I mean, Kellen Moore was great with that Eagles offense as the offensive coordinator, and you come into this year and it's you're 9-3-1, and you're up 21-13 against the number 1 seed in the AFC, and there's a pick, and then Micah Parsons is out, and Devontae Wyatt gets hurt, and shall I keep naming people that were hurt?
Yeah, I mean, injuries was just detrimental.
You
to
go
the Packers this year.
You're entering the postseason with 15 on injured reserve. Your starting quarterback just was out for 2 games with a concussion. Josh Jacobs has been really hurt, ineffective. That knee really, I think, bothered him more than what he would love to admit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you definitely saw he was very, very good in the first half. Second half was stifled.
And then, so you go into this game against Chicago, and you had to do what you did in Dallas in 23. Just lay it on them offensively and look unstoppable.
Don't let off the gas.
And they did. 21-3 at halftime. And like I said earlier, we were already making plans for the next round. I'm sure everybody was ecstatic.
Yeah.
Was happy. The only thing this team had to do to really just lay it on was just score on that first drive. Field goal, whatever.
Even if they didn't score. They didn't have to score. You just have to have more of a drive than a 3 and out.
Their first 4 drives of the second half, 9 yards total. None one of those 4 drives were longer than 3 minutes.
And that just gave the Bears a golden ticket to get back into the game.
I mean,
they obviously did.
They got those 2 field goals, 21-9. Then they scored right away. And they scored right away, and it's 21-16. And then you're at that 6-minute mark. Golden gets his touchdown. I'm still thinking we're fine. 27-16.
Oh, when Golden scored, I was going nuts.
I
I was so happy.
so was I.
So happy for him. Look what happens when you finally throw a first-round draft pick the ball and tell him to go make a darn play.
27-16. You make that extra point, and I think you throw those 2 field goals away. That extra point is really what lost the game.
Yeah.
Him missing that made it to where Chicago had to go down, score. Sure, they got the 2 point, then it's still a 3-point game. Green Bay's in the lead, and you're probably looking at another onside kick. But
you got to think they're better prepared for it this time.
The odds of Chicago probably getting that again is next to none. And then Green Bay runs up the clock, game's over. We're going to the divisional round. Do I think we would have beat Seattle? No. Seattle's defense is way better than Chicago's defense. And I just don't think we could have stopped JSN.
All right, we're going to head to our first commercial break. When we come back, Blake and I will continue talking Packers-Bears and what to expect coming up into the offseason for the Green and Gold. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Welcome back to Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I'm joined again by Blake Bortz. We continue breaking down the Packers-Bears NFC wildcard game. Absolute thriller of a game for NFL fans, not so much for Green Bay Packers fans like ourselves. One question I have for you here.
What's up, dog?
Trayvon Diggs, 1 snap only.
Yeah, I mean...
What do you think about that?
The 1 snap definitely was... interesting. I feel like you watched him play 33 against Minnesota, and the whole plan was for him to be the starting corner upside Keyshawn.
Try to be a difference maker, in the game. I mean,
well, I think the hope and plan was for him to be opposite of Keyshawn.
Yeah.
In this game, the one play he played was first quarter. I believe it was the Bears' first or second drive,
and it was a screen pass,
and it was a screen to Burden.
Yeah, to Burden,
and I think it was DJ Moore literally mulled him over, and he immediately walked off to the sideline.
So was he hurt?
I don't know. He wasn't hurt. He was fine.
He's just fine.
Unless there was something, or
that's just surprising to me.
I don't, see, that's a great question for Cam, Kyle, and Carson to see if he talked at the end of locker cleanup. I doubt it. I mean, the whole plan was for him. Maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe he didn't pick up on the scheme. Whatever it may be. I mean, they got him. I would imagine he's not going to play a snap for Green Bay. I mean, ever again.
Yeah.
It's
he
whatever.
Had said that he was hoping to be a difference maker for the Packers, but it just never came to fruition.
A little part inside of me is he has a $15 million team option, I believe, for next year. So it's all dependent on the team. Then that $15 million gets guaranteed.
Yeah.
If they restructure him and keep him here for a season, and
I wouldn't hate it. I
don't hate it either. I mean, he's right now 1B to Keyshawn 1A. But again, I think this whole corner room is going to look completely different next season. Nate Hobbs is going to stay, unfortunately, I'm sure, to a lot of chagrin to a lot of Packer fans. But I think, and Hobbs said it today in Locker Cleanout, was he just was behind the 8 ball after his injury. He couldn't get back to feeling 100%.
Which obviously happens.
So I believe he'll have a way better next season. It'll be much bigger impact. Nate Hobbs was good in Las Vegas for the Raiders. 100%. So I think he's a great ad. But yeah, Trayvon Diggs, I guess the uncertainty of why even at him then if you're only going to play him 1 snap. I think there's a lot more in that wrinkle of why he played only 1.
Yeah. Now I was talking with some buddies earlier on this. I was saying, do we see the typical Green Bay Packers route of just drafting a cornerback in the second round, or do you think they actually go out and get one this year?
The unfortunate thing with the Packers now is the cap. Yep. They're right now, I think they're estimated to be around 39 over the cap, and 39 million over the cap.
They don't own their first round pick this year.
So, bringing in Micah, you knew that this was going to be an issue going forward, was the salary issues. Now, the way they're most likely probably going to get around that and create positive cap money. I wouldn't expect Rashawn to be back next year. I wouldn't expect Elton Jenkins to be back next year. Rashid's probably going to walk. He's going to ask for too much money. I would hope they re-sign Sean Ryan to be their starting center.
Yeah.
Then I mean they have everything kind of on the. I know we're talking corner, but
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
O-line wise, Jordan Morgan's going to slide into either left or right
And
tackle.
you're hoping he really takes that next
And
step.
he has. I mean, he played phenomenal at the end
Yeah.
of the stretch. I think he's really deserved to be a starting offensive lineman. Anthony Belton has done a phenomenal job and has locked down that right guard spot. You can't get rid of Aaron Banks. You just signed him to that deal. He wasn't bad, but he was good, serviceable. That's why he was their top free agent this past season. In terms of corners, it depends on how much they're able to free up and who's out there in the market going forward.
Right.
That would have to, in terms of who's available in free agency, that'd be a question you'd have to ask me in March once
Right.
free agency's open. I wouldn't take it past them to draft a corner in the second round. I mean, they're gonna have the 20th pick of the second round, so it's gonna be a
mid-second
decent pick to get somebody. I don't know. Again, I'd have to freshen up my prospect knowledge of who they're looking at, but it'll be interesting for sure who they take in that second round spot. I mean,
Yeah. I just think it's funny coming out of the 2025 NFL draft. Everybody said, well, what the heck are we going to do at cornerback? And now, fast forward time, here we are. Cornerback, yep, it is an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's always been the one position other than kicker or whatever is corner.
You got to remember, the Packers had Crosby for a long time, so kicker.
It wasn't an issue, but
it's really as of recent.
Probably once Woodson left.
Yeah, they just really haven't had a.
It's been a revolving door. They had Casey Hayward. They had Micah.
Yeah, they've had good corners, but
Micah Hyde. They've had
Jair,
Demarius Randall.
Yeah, I mean,
but they've had their cast of characters there. It'll just be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, I'm hoping that
the cheaper option is corner, and the more Green Bay way is to go draft. I wouldn't be surprised if their first two picks of this draft are in the secondary because they're the cheapest option.
Corners the whole way through.
And you build off that, and if you bring back Keyshawn, you're going to have Carrington again. So your secondary should be okay.
Yeah.
The bigger thing that everyone's going to watch is the receiver room.
Yeah, that was my
Dobbs
next
is
point.
most likely gone.
I would unfortunately think Dobbs is probably gone this year.
Golden is his replacement, more or less. Savion, although he got hurt, he's going to be well in that offense.
Yep.
I wouldn't take it past me that Wicks might be gone too.
I think I think that Dobbs and Wicks are both gone.
Yeah, I think that's the big case there, and you have to then look at extensions. I would imagine Christian Watson's going to get an extension.
Which he finally played very, very well this
year.
Correct. But he's been healthy this year finally.
I think if you would have played a full season, All-Pro.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
Sniffed it. He got one All-Pro vote. Did you know that? He got one vote.
Was it you?
I wish.
I mean, hey, but no, Watson, he's been, like I said, he's been mostly healthy this season.
Yep.
Since coming back. And he's looked good, and we're finally seeing the full potential of Christian Watson, that deep threat. He's made some ridiculous grabs, and he's obviously Jordan Love's number one target, aside from maybe Romeo Dobbs, who, well, like we said, has a good chance to walk this year.
Yeah, if you just look at why Matthew Golden didn't succeed or wasn't in the offense as much, look at the logjam in front of him.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Watson, Dobbs, Savion,
I
Wicks.
just personally
that's
wish.
Four. I mean, that's four right there. At one point, I think Savion was probably ahead of him in the depth chart. But you just kind of look at that's why it was. Now next year, you're probably looking at Watson, Golden,
Reed,
and Savion as your four receivers.
And who's to say they don't draft another one?
A lot of I know that's the one position they should not even sniff. You finally,
if you know the Green Bay Packers, they always somehow take a receiver.
I'm hearing Dante Moore. Welcome to Green Bay in the second round.
Yeah, wow. Shocker. Anyways, we're going to head to our final commercial break. When we come back, Blake and I will finish up talking about the Packers and what the future may hold for head coach Matt LaFleur. We'll be back right after these commercial breaks. That's the wrong button. Son of a gun. Here we go. Commercial break. Welcome back to Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. Blake and I continue talking about the Green Bay Packers here Now, you had a story today about fan reactions.
Yep.
Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers have began contract extension talks, I believe. Or they're expected to begin.
They're expected. It's expected to begin having contract negotiations now. So that means they haven't started, but they're expected to start. So you can interpret that any way you please.
Now, you talked to a lot of fans today. What?
A handful.
There's a little bit of both sides. Let's hear both sides.
Both sides is he coached himself out of a job after this Bears game and after losing 5 in a row. The other half is he loves this city and he is prideful of his work and that he deserves to get an extension and stay on the sidelines of Green Bay. I mean, you got to look at it as a fan. It's okay. Yeah, the playoffs are great, whatever, but he's hasn't done well since Jordan Love's taken over. And he's had some bad playoff miscues ever since he's been in. He chose to give the ball. He chose to trust Mike Pettin over a 4-time MVP to go win the game in 2020 against Tom Brady. He's had collapses throughout his career, which is why I think we've gotten to this point.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these talks weren't. Obviously, he had 2 years on his deal left last year, but the talks really ramped up because that policy said he doesn't want lame duck seasons. Both Gutekunst and LaFleur are going to be going into their last year of their contracts. Almost assured Goody's going to get re-signed. There's no way you get rid of him after you just made the biggest trade in franchise history, probably since Amon Green. 20 plus years. So there's just no way that you're going to get rid of Goody. Now you got to look at LaFleur and look at the other options that are out there. I mean, I think 1,000% LaFleur gets a job anywhere else at the other 8 teams that have openings right now.
I agree 100%.
He's going to get a job. That's bad on the organization if he goes there and goes to Baltimore, let's just say, and he just went and won the Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson in year 1.
Yeah.
The options available, there's a good list for Green Bay to look at. Most likely, the person they would hire would be Harbaugh, just due to his connections with Green Bay, and he has a house in the Upper Peninsula and all that good jazzy jazz stuff.
Stefanski's out there too. I don't care what people say about Stefanski.
No,
I think
I
he's a
agree.
great coach.
He's one heck of a coach.
He's been with the Browns, so I don't really believe his record indicates how he is as a coach.
I think the fans, everyone has their. I know you have your opinion. I have my opinion. Just by talking to everybody today, it seems the consensus is they want Matt on the sidelines. I had one fan tell me they don't want Jeff Hafley, which is a shocker to I'm sure a lot of people. And they want Bisaccia gone, which is understandable. But special teams has been quite the scapegoat. One fan brought up to me just the amount of injuries and having to gap and fill guys that weren't expected to play or started the year hurt and had to come in and play on the fly. And I just think Matt's that's just been his Achilles heel. His kryptonite is dealing with the injuries and how to play past them. I keep seeing all over social media that look at the 49ers. My dad tells me this all the time. Look at the 49ers. Your Packers couldn't even fathom. They're playing without everybody. San Francisco
pretty much
got double the injuries. They haven't had Nick Bosa since like week 5.
And they just beat the Eagles.
And they just beat the defending champions. Now, granted, they got to go get a rematch with Seattle, which I mean, Purdy didn't look all too hot against that Eagles defense, but you just got to look at how, and I think LaFleur has just not managed the injuries to their fullest, which is, I mean, is that a flaw? I mean, I don't know, but was this? I mean, I don't know. Injuries are part of the game. You gotta navigate. Kyle Shanahan's done a phenomenal job. You look at San Francisco, and it's about every year they've got about 30 people on the IR. Kittle just tore his Achilles and had tequila in the locker room. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. George Kittle, ladies and gentlemen, Iowa proud, apparently.
Tight on you.
Tight on you. Anyways, what I wanted to get to though is even if you decide to replace LaFleur, you got to remember that Harbaugh and Stefanski are at the top of everybody's list.
Yeah,
so there's no guarantee. I would say, maybe if you can guarantee yourself one of those guys, but even then, I still think LaFleur belongs in Green Bay. I personally, I don't. Obviously it's been complacent play calling that has really had the fans kind of riled up. I mean, a lot of, the second half was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to remember, the offensive line also played very poorly in that second half.
They didn't adjust to the Bears'
They
pass
did not
rush at all.
adjust to that pass rush at all. Jordan Love was under pressure. Jordan Love, he struggles under pressure from time to time. It's been but many quarterbacks do. And Josh Jacobs, just like we said, we feel his injury was still nagging.
I think it was way bigger than what it seemed to be as just a little knee inflammation. I think it was way bigger than that, and it hampered him. I mean, 17 carries, 55 yards, averaged like 2 a carry.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. He's the offense. He really is.
Yeah, and Jordan Love, he made some great throws and stuff like that. He made a couple crazy throws, but that's kind of what you get with Jordan Love. I mean, I think he played a fine game. I have no issues with the way Jordan Love played. Made some really good throws, but before we wrap up the show, I have to mention the fumbles. Oh my goodness gracious!
They were interesting.
They were, I mean, Looney Tune-esque.
So I'm like looking. I saw the Kennard one in person, so I was on the field for that, and I was like, all right, weird, okay. But then I wasn't on the field for the Jacobs one. I was cutting melts, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, so Jacobs returns the kick.
I saw that, yeah.
Now, he said Jacobs had talked to LaFleur about returning
he wanted
kicks.
to.
So
he
everybody's
agreed to
like, why is LaFleur letting Jacobs return kicks? Well, this is something that they talked about within the organization.
Yep.
And this is something Jacobs wanted to do. He was an all-pro kick, or
All-American or
All-American
something.
kick returner back in college at Alabama. He ends up fumbling his first play. Luckily, Oladapo got on the ball, and he was able to recover that. I think there was like 5 fumbles that game.
There was a lot.
Every single one went back to the team that fumbled the ball.
It's just
That's just the way of the game sometimes.
The way it is. Looking at staff changes, if I had to pick one of the 3 between Stenavich, Hafley, and Bisaccia, the one I would want to see go away, Stenavich.
Yeah, really.
I think Bisaccia is much more impactful than in the special teams. I feel like you can't blame this. I mean, I can't blame him for McManus's kicks. You can't blame him for, maybe the punt coverage, whatever.
You just got to get the points.
Hafley has done tremendous things for this defense. I think you get a guy like Mike McDaniel or Kevin Stefanski to be the OC here, take the play calling duties away from LaFleur. I think the whole team, everything opens wide up for this team.
Well, that's all the time we got for on Local 5's First 5. Thank you again for joining us. Take off them headphones because that is all we got. We'll see you on Tuesday, guys.